Hey, did you know that kid is vaping the same toxic...
Toyota of Cool Springs wants your car. Selling or trading your vehicle has never been easier with our at-home buy.
Good morning, stupid ads. Man, I hate ads on things. Unfortunately, I can't use an ad blocker on OBS. Yeah, mister, we all just got the ad. Hope you all are doing great this morning. I thought we'd make it at least 5 minutes without the ad popping up. But ads are normal nowadays anyway, so it is what it is. So let's get into it today. I hope you gentlemen had a great weekend. Good morning, Mr. Mr. B. Shady, Mr. TC, Mr. Nick, Mr. Knives Are Life, Mr. Pete. And is that it so far? Think so. Yeah, TC, it's no problem, buddy. I'll show you whatever. Well, let's get into it. Might as well just end that thing. All right. Got a few things I want to talk about today, but we'll do like normal. This is what I had in my front pocket. And this is what I had in my back pocket. If you're ever wondering about that, whatever I have in my pocket, I usually post on the Pocket Check daily on the Discord. Not hard to know what I'm carrying. But that is that. Still loving this thing. This thing has made me gain an appreciation for sharp pointed tontos, because when they come to a really, really sharp point like that, they're actually better at piercing than a good drop point, and doing fine, intricate, like plastic cuts. For doing any kind of like stenciling or fine work, these sharp tontos are pretty nice. This one has a heck of a point on it. But anyway, I did use this quite a bit. Still hasn't misfired. Still all good. What do y'all got in your pockets this morning? What are y'all starting off this holiday? Who's off work today? Anybody because of the holiday? I know the Postal Service is off work, so I won't be shipping those packages out today. By the way, congratulations again to the two winners of the giveaway. I will be getting that stuff sent out either tomorrow or Wednesday, my day off. So yeah, Mr. Bill's super excited. So is Mr. Andrew, I guess. I haven't really talked to him much. I'm not saying I guess because I don't think he's excited. He said he was looking forward to it. I've got to ship him a couple of boxes of knives. He's accumulated a bunch. He's going to ship them to me, and then I'm going to ship them to him in Australia. But I'm going to do a separate package with my giveaway stuff because I don't want him to lose all of them, and that's a lot of knives to be coming in at one time. So Carrie and the kids are off today, TC said. And Mr. Drummer is off today. Good morning, Mr. Drummer, by the way. Yes, Nick, it is easy to forget other people's struggles. And it's very rare that other people think about other people nowadays. Luckily, in this hobby, we have lots of good people in here, but in most of the world, most people don't think of others like they should, in my opinion. Morning, Doggone Mountain. Hope you're doing well today, sir. I'm going to go through my other 5 rows of knives this morning, and I thought we would get right into it and get a few of them out here on the table just because this is the first one I picked. I can't ever remember the manufacturer of this knife. It is the God of Mischief, and it is an awesome knife. And the company name is a little different. It's got like oh, dang it. It's not the word promotions. It's got 2 words in it. I feel like I'm playing charades. 2 words. First word. 3 syllables. God of Mischief. Who makes it? Renegade something? Oh, let's see. What's the name of it? Why does the word renegade? Not best deck. God of Mischief knife. Renegade Provisions. Yeah, I was close. I said renegade, and I said a word that started with I said productions or something. Renegade Provisions. God of Mischief. Super cool knife. Love this knife. It's got that different blade shape that I'm not normally a fan of, but this one, the proportions are right on it. I like it's good and thick. The blade's thick. They all kind of match. The lines of it are clean. I love the blade grind on it. It's got high quality micarta. I believe I dyed this one, right? Yeah. Pretty sure I dyed this knife. Don't know why. I can't remember. All right. Did I miss somebody coming in? I guess not. Y'all let me know. God of Mischief. Front flipper. Works pretty good. You can't get all the way through just rolling. Yep. Very nice front flipper. All right. Yeah, that's a good looking knife. Good clip. Good jimping, blade ramp, blade shape. Pretty cool. Something else that's pretty cool is the guy that gave me my next knife, which is my Tactile Maverick. When I was talking about starting my career and being into knives about a year and helping a guy figure out what knives he liked, his wife would only let him keep 5 knives at a time. So he had asked me to help him find some knives that I thought he would like. And I did so. And one of the knives was, and now I can't remember what the knife was. Oh yeah, he liked my Chavez Redemption Street and wanted to do a trade. So he tricked me, and I had helped him find a couple of knives, and he had bought them, so he had too many knives. So he had 6, and he had to get rid of one. But I didn't know that at the time. So I gave him my address, and he gave me a tracking number because I was going to trade him this knife for the Chavez. And I tried to get his address from him, and he said, hey, man, I've just been thinking about it. You don't even need to send me the Chavez. You can just keep that knife for helping me out. So it was basically brand new in the box. He had never used it or carried it. He had got it, didn't like it as much as he thought he would, moved on to something else, and had to get rid of one for his wife. So he wouldn't give me his address so I could ship him the Chavez. And I kept trying. I was like, no, dude, there's no way you can do that. You got to let me send you this knife. And he never would. And so I bowed down and felt very honored that he did that for me. So that's where this one came from. I probably won't ever carry this knife just because of the sentimental value to it. And it's one of 20 in this color. They only made this titanium gray for 20 of them. And luckily, it's not one of the ones with bad action. It's very smooth. Some of the first ones came out, had some issues or something. And this must have been right after they fixed that problem because it's buttery smooth. I do not have a Taipan. I want one. Yeah, you get to keep 5 shoes. I agree. I don't think it was like a mandatory thing. He was just trying to respect and keep his knife hobby down to a small thing. And that brings me to another topic that I wanted to discuss today. And that is the dark side of the knife hobby, or any hobby for that matter, that gets you somewhat feeling addicted to it. It really doesn't matter what you're addicted to. If you're addicted to something, it can cause problems in your life. And one of those problems is spending more money than you should on knives, or any other hobby for that matter. If you're really into a hobby, sometimes all your extra money goes to that hobby, and it can cause issues. So make sure to always set yourself a limit. And I really respect these guys that can show every knife they bought for the entire year of 2025, and it's like 6 nice knives. So that's like one knife every couple of months. If that's the kind of knife person you need to be, then be that. Don't let the knife hobby take control of you. Make sure you're the one in control all the time. But it's very easy to let this hobby get you overextended, like Pete said. Because a lot of times you'll blame the hobby or blame whatever you're into for being the problem, when really, in moderation, anything is okay. And it's your addictive personality that is the problem, or impulsive personality. So that might be what needs to be put in check. Not necessarily this, but it's your attitudes towards this. But I do fully respect those guys, and I'm not going to talk trash about him keeping 5 nice knives and rotating them out, waiting until he sells one to get another one. I mean, that'd be kind of fun. So I respect Fred the Lug has that. He said that just about every time he's been on the live, that him and his son now have a knife fund that they've accumulated, and they just work within that fund to sell and then buy new ones. But you're never spending any more money. So if you can ever get to a place like that in this hobby, it's pretty nice. But then you just have to rotate out some knives that you might be hard getting rid of. I know I've got problems getting rid of knives, so I'm one to talk. But luckily it hasn't gotten to a point to where, it's gotten into other areas of my life or affected other areas. But I have thought about the fact that I've got enough now where I should do kind of like Fred does and sell a few knives before I decide to buy a new one. I did that this last time. I listed a few knives for sale, made a little bit of money, and I made more money than I actually bought in new knives. So that was pretty cool. This last little... Yeah, that's what I said, TC, right before that. There are some dark sides to any hobby, and especially one that gets as pricey as this hobby can get. This is the next knife, by the way. And this is an Exceed Designs of Ver. Awesome micro milling on this thing. It's got the skiffs. No, I've actually gotten rid of a bunch. I'm probably still around 800, Nick. I haven't actually, I've sold a bunch. I sold 75 or so knives the last 3 or 4 months. I mean, I probably bought that many too, so, but I didn't ever get much over. I was about 830 or something, and I probably maintained that or even dropped a few maybe. I'm trying to consolidate. Yeah, I'm trying to do better in the future. I'm very frugal. I turned down a couple of knives last night because I just didn't want to pay what they wanted, and I didn't need the knife. But if I get a good enough deal, then I got to do it. But yeah, this knife is super nice, super smooth. The skiffs are good. They have a micro milling add-on and a skiff add-on, and this one came with both of them. It is hard to sell, but I'm getting better with it. Next is my line of Monterey Bay knives. Starting with the Sabertooth. Wolverine is the smaller version. I actually bought a knife a couple of days ago that I forgot to mention to y'all. Morning, Robin. I bought a knife a couple of days ago that I meant to mention, but I did not do so, and it is not my normal knife, that's for sure. It actually is this knife right here. I've been wanting a skeleton knife. I still want to get a skeleton of some type. But I bought this one, which is a Kubey Knives skeleton design knife. And it's carbon fiber is not normally my thing. And flipper tab only is not normally my thing. But this is a big knife. I told y'all how smooth all my Kubey knives felt. And this is an 8.5-inch knife. And this was a case where it was just too good to pass up. I've been wanting a skeleton. I got him down to $120 for this knife. And if you go to White Mountain Knives, even with the 10% code, it's still $261 new. So for $120, that's less than half price of what you can get it for new. And it looks in great. It does look weird closed because of the blade. I noticed the blade doesn't come up to the edge of the scales. Right up here, the blade is usually bigger on most knives. And I don't know why they left that much titanium there. I guess for the flipper tab or something. Because when it's opened, the flipper tab hides over there. So I do like that, where the flipper tab is not sticking out. But it has something to do with the flipper tab hiding in there but I don't like it either, Nick. So a year ago, Christopher, not 10 days ago, right? Yeah. Yeah, how's your dad doing, Christopher? Is he doing better? But anyway, that was one of those times where I couldn't pass it up. All right. Monterey Bay Knives. Y'all know about this one. I went over my Ray knives not long ago. This is the slayback. Let me just get a few of these out. This is the Rosalinda, I think. No, wait. Hold on. I knew I was going to get confused. So why not bust them all out here? All right. One of them is the Old Guard. I think this is the Old Guard, right? Yeah, this is the Old Guard. I was right. That's the Rosalinda. Oh, Christopher, that's awesome. I'm glad to hear he's coming home today. So y'all know why I get my Monterey Bay knives. They're Ray. They're great value for knives. Monterey Bay does have some great value on knives. They're right in that sweet spot, around $150. It seems to be about where I want to land. If I produce a knife, I want it to be about this quality for my first knife. Both of these are nice, though. They all feel really smooth, good tolerances. This pincher is a guillotine, and it's another flipper-only knife, but it's kind of different looking. I've got a couple knives with this damatanium or whatever it's called pattern. So I thought, why not get that one? And then last but not least on that row is my Bestech Supersonic, which I love. Somebody else in here has one of these. It's either Christopher or Mitchell. But yeah, I love this knife. This was actually the first Bestech that I bought that really led me to know how good their OEMing was. Very comfortable knife though, supersonic. All right, then we go back one row, and we got my Vosteeds. We got my Psyop titanium. These knives were kind of expensive too. I keep talking about Vosteeds shouldn't charge $249 for their new knives, but I bet when this one came out, it was close to that, or $229 or something. It wasn't far off. So I guess that's been their kind of price point for their higher end knives. This was the OG though, in my opinion, for their top liner locks. Love that one. All right, and then we got my Ankilo. Ankilo. One of the OG for their pivot lock. I mean, yeah, pivot lock knives. So it was $249. Yeah, see, that's what I was just thinking when I pulled that knife out. I was like, I need to quit talking about their new ones being overpriced at $249 if I think this one is worth it. So yeah, you live and you learn every day. I did put a different clip on this knife. I swapped out this clip. I think it matches great with the colors. This is one of those Kaiser clips that you can get for $5 from the Kaiser website with points. They work on a lot of these knives with 2 holes, but they happen to work on this one. But I love that knife. This was the first aluminum knife that I've liked. I'm usually a stickler for not buying aluminum and waiting until the titanium version comes out, but it never did. So, and this is the Intruder tack knives, Taccom. I mean, sorry. It was called the Unnamed 2, but I guess it's got a name, the Intruder, something like that. I think Pete knows. Good morning, Burning Stables. I love this knife too. Super nice. I got this Blade Show Atlanta. They held one for me because of Mr. Fred, and I went and grabbed it as soon as I got there. So that was cool. And then next to it is the one I had before it, the actual Unnamed. Very good, solid, clunky feeling button lock knife. This one restored my faith in button locks, plunge lock knives, because of how good of a solid sound it made and how good it dropped close and locked up. And so they did a good job on this one too. Going back to what I just said about the Taccom and tack knives, there was one I wanted y'all to see this morning, and I wanted us to talk about, see if y'all had seen it or like it. It's probably not super new, but I had not seen it yet, and it is this knife right here. It is the Sun Spear. Have y'all seen this knife? The button on it looks very recessed and comfortable and grippy. I like a lot of things about this knife. It's a $60 knife. I love the clip on it. It's got one about just like I showed you on the A-Kilo. It looks good closed. It's got a good front flipper. And on top of it all, it was OEM'd by Kunwu. So, does anybody have one of these yet? Are they nice? Do you like it? Somebody should get one and let us know how they are, because I bet it's a very nice knife for $60. Yeah, Michael. I agree with the bounce thing. We talked about that the other day when I was asking a guy why he wanted to get rid of this knife, and it's because of that bounce. That bounce at the end, at the bottom there. So you can get to where you can let off of it and drop your knife and let it close perfectly. I didn't get it right that time, but like that, to where it doesn't bounce. And once you learn a knife, you can kind of get it to where you can do that just about every time. But that bounce is annoying. But it's, you know, it is what it is. It's fun to learn to actually hit the perfect dropping. Like on this one, I think you can just let it start to drop. Yeah, and it'll almost just drop all the way. But you can learn when to let off the button so that it doesn't bounce. That one bounced just a little. After you carry it for a few days, though, you'll get it down like that right there where it won't bounce. All right. Another thing really quick. DBD has one. It could be the best budget knives of the year. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I think it looks very capable of being that. I love the blade shape. I love the blade window. I love the front flipper. I like how this all matches up good. It's got a reversible clip. I like that. I don't even mind the little lines down there at the back. I like the screw placement on it. I like the contours. Yeah, I think it could be a great, great, great $60 knife. Like possibly the best of this year. Yeah. And I'm wondering if someone else has it for cheaper. I wouldn't think so. I don't know if they're actually carried anywhere else. Yeah, I'm not sure. Uncrowned Budget King of 2026 already. 1 week ago. So he must think the same thing. Oh, it's not reversible? Why does it have that other hole in? It's got to be reversible. Yeah, there's no reason to have that hole on the other side. That second hole up there. I think it's reversible. I don't think it has a notch. I think it lays flat. But I could be wrong. Does it say reversible? No. Yeah, premium version of it. I was about to say a titanium version of that would sell. But that's not what they're... No, Robin. Kunwu OEM this for TACCOM. Tac Knives. Sorry, I keep saying TACCOM, but Kunwu has been OEMing for quite a few people, like he did the Asher knives. Sunspear, though. I might just buy one today. I think I need to get one. I think that's a good channel purchase. Morning, Mitchell. Yeah, it does look pretty thick. I think I'll like it. Okay, so there is a code. There are codes for... All right, cool. Yeah, Robin, all the original knives. Yeah, you need to try Kunwu, Ashton, for sure. The original Spyro frame locks were done by Kunwu. I've got a text message from him telling me, I forgot when that was, but he had switched over to petrified fish. Let me see if I can find the text message. Yeah, Asher Knives. He said, So Kunwu manufactured the Thai. Here's where I asked him one time in a text message. I said, "Is Kunwu still Asher Knives OEM? Thanks." And he said they manufactured the Thai Spyro crossbar, Thai Douglas, a Ketuo. I plan on using petrified fish going forward as they have provided better quality. Awesome. Thanks for the quick response. I really appreciate your fair pricing. Thank you, Mr. Burning Stables Forge. So I've got the Thai Spyro, the Spyro crossbar, the Thai Douglas, and the Thai Ketuo. All right, back to the knives real quick. I think we got past the Supersonic, and the Vosteeds, and the Tac. All right, then we get into my Ramets. I've got the Ramet Woodpecker. I got it dirty too. This one does not have any marks on it. Woodpecker, it's that screwless design where the side pops off. Super cool, clean design. It's got these two little screws that slide into like picture hanger slots on both sides of the liner. That's how it locks in. So you can adjust these screw depths to get it to slide in and out easier or tighter by how much you tighten those screws. Whoops. And it just lays on there and slides back together. Super cool little knife. Great action on it. I believe it was the first they released from the new RT series. I could be wrong. But it's one of their RT ones, I do believe. Then I've got my my Ramet Wild Species, which is another super clean looking knife. This pattern on this one, you know, I mean, it looks really good. It's really bright and it's blue. But super clean lines on that knife. I think this one gets slept on too, but I think that's a very pretty flowing, contoured. Yes, drummer, I can. We've done it on video here before. I posted about it on Reddit last night too. I told them there's another way besides manganese sulfate to do it and to look it up. It's with hydrochloric and sulfuric acid. You have to keep it at a 60 to 100 degrees Celsius temperature while you're doing it. But it produces better results than manganese sulfate. I black anode that. I'll show you one that I did. Yeah, I love my Kunwu knives. They feel really good. Let me see if I can find that black anode one. Hold on. They're with my Devos. One of my Devos. Yeah, here it is. So I did the black anode on this knife, drummer. It seems to, with manganese sulfate, it seems to stick a lot better if you bead blast it beforehand. If y'all want to do that this Thursday, we can. In fact, let's do a black anode and acid washing blade. So we'll take a silver knife and we'll turn the handles black and the blade black. I I did this one, and I did, yeah, so that's what we'll do this Thursday. We'll do black anno again, and we'll do acid washing. But yeah, we can do that. This knife feels really good too. To be an inexpensive knife, this one's great. I know I don't like them, mister, but that's not, the channel's not about me. And they're starting to grow on me. Kunwu's DLC and Custom Knife Factory's DLC with my Evo and my Django XL. I'm kind of getting over the fear of black blades, but the nice anno job on these two. I mean, the nice DLC job, sorry. So I'm getting past my hatred of black blades, and a lot of knives come in that color, so have to kind of go with it. All right, back to this. The lines on this are super sexy and sleek, and I don't know why more people don't like the wild species. Ashton, no, mine is a 1.1. Um, 1.1. But yeah, I don't know why more people don't love the so contoured and comfortable. All right, and then I've got my Remet Peregrine Falcon, which was not the RT version. Peregrine Falcon, another pivot lock knife. Then we got the Remet Kingfisher, which is another one with no screws, except for the lock bar insert. And this one, you just pull up the back spacer to take it apart. You just lift right there, and it comes right apart, which is pretty cool. Christopher, I might trade you with a little extra money. Whatever the difference is between these two, I might trade you for the PJ. $20, drummer, if you pay for shipping. Yeah, the Kingfisher is a nice knife. It's got great action. And then this one's a sleeper from Remet that I really like. This is the two-face. This is the one where you can take off the flipper tab and make it a front flipper. And I like that idea, and I like the implementation they did. And I absolutely love this cutout. Is the most comfortable, perfect shaped finger reverse flick cutout. Like the location and size and depth of this and how it's rounded off is better than any other knife I've got. No, you don't get to give a membership away, but you can buy memberships. I like this two-face a lot. It's got the little rollerball clip Very comfortable. It's got the lock bar relief on the inside, so it cleans up the lines. It's a cool knife. Yeah, and it's got great action too. So that was a sleeper. All right. This one is one of the exclusive folders knives. I think this one's got the ruby pivot with a real ruby in it. This is the sword shade with a Zerk inlay. So that's all Zerk. Both sides. Super pretty knife. The value on this one, I mean, is unbelievable for what you get. Let me shine it up really good, but man, that Zerk is super mirror polished, like. But yeah, this is a nice knife. It's one of those exclusive folders, crazy Chinese knives, but it's got like perfect action as well. It's called the Sword Shade. William, I guarantee you, if I handed you this knife right here, you could front flip it. If you've got a thumb that works, you can front flip this knife. So maybe you want to try one of these out. CJRB Echo. Guarantee you can front flip it. This sword shade is very comfortable though. The ergos on it are great. Like this back curve and this front curve match up perfectly. There's something to be said about getting them to where they match perfectly. Like when you just want to comfortably grab something, there's a distance between where this finger hits and where this finger hits. And my hands are dirty this morning. A little bit, not bad, but. And they nailed this one. Like, that's the perfect. So that's the sword shade from Exclusive Folders. Then we got my buddy, Mr. Azusa Blade Works, or AZ USA, with the Blitzkrieg. I did a flipper delete on this one, and it cleaned up the lines on this thing awesome, too. I love this knife. It's one of the smoothest knives I got. It's a Miguron OEM. And it's got just an awesome action, super hydraulic, great sound. Man, it's a killer knife. Miguron does great milling. This is perfectly flat, no edges anywhere. That inlay is done perfect. I love this little knife. Blade's a little funky shaped. But man, does it feel good in the hand. All right. Then I've got my Dirk Pinkerton asymmetrical, that giant knife. Why can't I ever remember the name of this silly knife? Night Horse. This is the Night Horse by Dirk Pinkerton. Giant knife. Think 9 inches long total, maybe. I mean, it's definitely the longest knife I've got in my nice case. It's got great action too. And I just wanted a Dirk Pinkerton knife. And it was another time where I got it for like $100 or something, and I just couldn't pass up that much titanium knife for $100 or whatever I paid for it. Like, it was ridiculous. It might not have been 100, but somewhere around there. Then I got my Beyond EDC Chunk which I did a mirror polish blade to. I haven't finished it up yet. Did a flipper tab delete, and I did a blade hole mod. So this knife is supposed to have one of these up there for the flipper. I mean, for the thumb stud. But I took that out and I made a blade hole. And when I handed this to my sister, she said it was the most comfortable blade hole and deployment that she had ever felt. And it mainly feels really good with the regular thumb. Like, the placement of that hole just worked out perfect. And it's so easy just with the regular thumb. But the reverse flick on it's perfect too. But I love this little chunk. Perfect size for my big hands. They fit right in between there. Cool little knife. Hey, I forgot I've got that knife, the sleeper, from that Canadian knife. I don't even know where that's at. Huh. Then I've got my Doc Fisher Recon, which I put those new bearings in. I got skiffs in it now. It was the one that I lost that bearing at work. So it's got skiffs now. And it feels great. Neve sold 2 of his knives last night. I'm not sure what that means. Oh, yeah, I did see that live stream going on. He was like getting rid of a few things. And then my Evo is next in the box. And then we got my new Ether. I think he's doing really good and selling some more of these. So y'all support this guy. This is a great design. It's a very nice knife. It's jumped up to the top of my list very quickly. I could only dream that my first knife was this nice, that I got OEM'd by somebody. Might take some clues and hints from this one when I design mine, but oh, Dirk Pinkerton. He sold 2 Dirk Pinkertons. Oh, that's awesome. But yeah, this Ether is super nice. Then we got my Kamano that I just did the flipper tab delete on. This is the one without the black blade. It's got the 2-tone blade. Again, got that same pattern that I've kind of collected a few in. Purple. And then I've got its brother. The one I waited a long time to get and wanted it when we first saw it. I've still got the link in my Facebook. I mean, in my Firefox. The Aurelia. I love this thing too. This jumped up to the top of the list too. Have a good day, Burning Stables. Yeah, the Momo is a super easy front flipper. This one's a great one too. That jimping is perfect on this one. I love this knife though. I'm impressed with both of those knives. I like what they're doing. I like the size. I like the style. This one's a little different. This one's more of my plain look that I like. Super clean knife. I love how they did the flat part underneath the clip here. That's something else I might take into the design aspect. All right, we got 2 rows left in my nice case. Starting with my Dalibor Bergam Asgard, which is in the wrong box. I knew I had something going on. This is supposed to go in my integral bag, but I put it back in the wrong place the other day, so we'll just leave it out for a minute. Then I got my ProTech TR3 Integrity with the reptile pattern. This made me love ProTechs and understand why people get them. It's got that clamshell back, which makes it super solid. They just have a different feel than other knives. It's just one of those solid clunks. It's just got a great sound. And it doesn't bounce much at all when you close it. It's very solid, like great sound. I don't know if y'all can hear that, but it's just such a solid. Anyway, I like that Protect. Then I've got my Blade Show Atlanta. It says it down in the bottom there. Blade Show 2025 version of the Aurora Knife and Tool Company truffles. Another pivot lock knife. Cool knife. Cool people. Cool company. Way of Knife did the ano on this, and they did a fantastic job on that. All right, moving on. I've got another one that I did a mod to. This is a asymmetrical Beyond EDC River Wolf, maybe? Yeah, it's made by the other Demco brother. So it has a Demco logo right behind where I put the thumb stud. There's the other brother's Demco logo. It's a circle. And so I picked there to put the thumb stud in. I did a thumb stud mod to this one, and I did a flipper delete. So when I took the big, huge flipper off of this thing, I didn't have any way to open it, so I put a thumb stud in it. And it's out. It had to be right out there on the edge of the blade because of the grind on it. But it works perfectly. Both directions. Regular thumb flick or reverse. Like, it works really good on reverse. Your hand just lands right there on it. I like this River Wolf too. This was a great value in a knife too. You get an M390 knife, and they were on sale for like $140. There at the end when they were trying to get rid of them all, and it's a big giant titanium knife with M390 for $140 was a great deal. I think that was one of those Knife Joy exclusives. Then I got my 3 Hogue knives. I've got my Deca. I got my Deca. I got my, I want to call it the Morpheus. Oh my goodness. Having a brain fart again. Misto. It's the Misto. I got the Deca, the Misto. Oh, thank you, TC. And of course, the MK, the G, you know, the Griptilian. What the heck is that? I can't ever remember the stupid numbers. Blah 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 blah. Mark 3. Yeah, the other one. The Ritter Hogue. Pace Metal. Good morning, sir. GS. What is the name of that? Somebody will tell me. Misto, yeah, RSK G2 or something. There you go. Couldn't remember. Thank you. And then I've got that Mark II. RSK Mark II. Thank you, Robin. This is that Dream Tech OEM knife that Lemifshi sold that they sell for like $400 on their website, but he sells for $170. Great knife, super good ergos on it, very nicely rounded over everywhere, super smooth, very comfortable knife. I did a flipper tab delete on this one too. That seems to be a theory. And then I've got the Damascus rattlesnake design that Tings That is the F03 Plus in M390. This is actually Forest Elf, but this thing makes a crazy noise. Crazy ring. And it's a beautiful knife. Front flipper works great. Anyway, got that one back there. Then I got my Tempest Jetstream. Yeah, Tempest Knives Jetstream. I don't know why I was having issues with that one. I don't like that upward canter on the blade on this one, but otherwise I love it. I didn't know that. I didn't really notice it much until after I bought it. One of those, you know, I don't like that upward cant, but it is what it is. It's got great action. It's got that cutout for the flipper tab, like I've mentioned I like, that cleans up the lines of the knife and makes it very snappy from the angle it's at. We're on the last row here. We're almost done. Then I got my 395 Bridgeport 395 LL. What does the LL stand for with his company? This one's awesome too. This one was done by Way of Knife. It's got a cool finish on it. It's got this like two-tone pattern on it with the blue and a acid wash on the blade. Looks good. All right. Then we got my Ed Durbin modified knife. He took the porpoise nose off the front of this thing and did the sculpting on it. Super cool knife. And I guess maybe did the ano job on it. Is that a scratch? I don't think it is. It might be a little bit of one. I don't know. Love this thing too. This is super comfortable. These are all Kubey OEMs. Then this is the Tempest Microjet. Another Kubey OEM. And then we got the Brody LL. And the 1827 FL. Two more awesome Kubeys with that plain look that I love. All right, 3 more knives and we're done. We can talk about whatever. I got some other stuff I want to talk about. This one is my Arcform Theory, and I want a new one with the blade hole. If anybody got a new one and wants to trade for the old school Arcform version, hit me up. I'll trade you even. I've never carried this knife. It's in great shape. So if you want this for nostalgia reasons or like it better, hit me up. All right. Then I got my Arcform Slimfoot, which is for sale if somebody wants it. It's got great action too. And then the last one in my nice box is my new Zorn back in the corner. I think he's doing good with this knife too. I think it sold good. So I appreciate the support everybody's giving this guy. And this guy. And the ire is about to drop. He's about to drop some more ires. One Mine is. I posted a link. I think we looked at that maybe. No, we didn't look at it on video, I don't think. But this Zorn is super nice. So that's all my nice knives that are not integrals and haven't got kicked out of that case. This one needs to go back in the other case. And I think I've actually got a nice knife that needs to go in there. No, maybe I don't. I thought I had one on the magnet up behind me. Nope, I've got one empty space. Something else I wanted to show y'all today. So I buy a bunch of watches. This is my Patek that I'm wearing today. And this is from a better factory than the worst factories. It's from a factory called GD Factory. And I guess it's a good factory. But something they did with this band that tripped me out. So when I got this one, I'm used to all my bands being like this one, where when you need to take links out, there's little holes on both sides, and it's either got a screw head or you push them through, and then on the other side is where you push the pin out. All right, well, when I first got this Patek, I couldn't resize it because I couldn't figure out how to get the pins out. So check this out. They took and put the pins in. This company, which is something probably the original does, they put the pins in, and then they finished the band and the finishing after they put the pins in. So on one side, it's got the holes for the pins with the brush finish. And then on the other side, you can't see the pins. It's like they did the finish right over top of it. You can barely see them now. But they did the finish to where when you just glance at it, it looks solid, like there's no pinholes. I'm covering one with my finger because I had to take one out down here. But you can see that pin now. I don't have it turned exactly the same way that they had it turned when they finished the side of that. But that's pretty good quality. And the Mayota movements in these things, just automatic movements, just spin forever. But yeah, that was pretty cool to see that they did that to all those pins, like they made them disappear. I've got watch tools. I got a whole bag right here. All right, I had a few things to look at this morning. A few of y'all have not seen, or I don't know, probably haven't seen some of the watches that I've made myself and wear from time to time. So let me grab a couple of those real quick. So I do put together and build watches in my spare time. Here are some of my watches. Here's a Grand Seiko that I made. That's a Grand Seiko. And I've got my Rolexes, like this Bamford edition. Well, I got a few of these. Then I've got my James Cameron Deep Sea. Then I got two of the new Land Dwellers, a blue one and a white one. And then I built this watch with my initials as the logo. So it's got my name and my initials. I totally built this one from scratch. It's a little bit dirty. And then last but not least, I made a channel watch with Professor Hackett and Nedge. So I got a custom dial made with that picture of Nedge and Professor Hackett. and I put it in an all black on black. And I put some new hands on it not long ago with the same blue color. But some of y'all have probably not seen me wear the custom channel watch. Those hands, let's see. I need to take this apart and fix it. I need to the hands are bent down. That top hand is catching on. All right. Well, I built it so I can fix it. Well, that's a great demonstration. I promise all my other ones, I haven't worn it very much, but this one works great. I built this one. All the other ones, can't believe that hand got. I can fix that though. I can't tell. It's either the hour hand or the minute hand got pushed down or up. That's not no good. Oh well. But cool channel watch. I'll fix it. It's automatic too. You can see the movement on the back. Anyway, all right. I had some. I've got a bunch more watches. That's just the ones I had handy. I've got a bunch of Omegas too. All right, I had a few links I wanted to look at this morning. We already looked at that tack knives. Oh yeah. Well, starting out, I loved the milling pattern on this Arius. What is going on with Discord? Sorry. This Arius milling pattern was beautiful. And I want some more knives with that pattern. It reminds me of, what does it remind me of? It reminds me of something with the two different level textures, with the lines like that, where they go up and down and up and down. I can't think what it reminds me of. Almost like a steel grate on the side of electronics, like a cooling grate. I think it looks great on that titanium. That was one of the links I had this morning. Second one was, oh yeah, Discord is locking up. I just closed it. Let me reopen it and see if it acts better. All right. Still not acting exactly right. I hope we don't lose stream for some reason. If I do, I'll be right back if something happens. All right, next I had this one. And I just love this picture of all the nice knives he's got. And then out beside it over here, he had the good old 8010. So, y'all know I keep my 8010s right over here right over here beside me at all times. I've got mine sitting right over here too. Great knife though. Those others are definitely bangers though. Whoops, I just knocked off my other 8010. All right, then I had, this looked like a super cool way, so look at this pattern on this Damascus. One of the craziest patterns I've ever seen. It almost looks like little skull heads, like if you look at it a certain way. You can almost see like skulls and skeletons and faces. Man, does that look nice. Like, look, that looks like a head almost, like a, I don't know, I can see Skeletor and all kinds of things, like upside down in a few of those. Crazy pattern, though. All right, that's one I had a link to I wanted to look at. And then this guy has been doing a ton of those hardness tests. And it's cool to see different M390s. Here's the MKM Azanzo M390 at 58. Here's a Tenacious and 8CR at 59. Here is Knife Hardness Database. Here's that Concept S35VN at 59. I think we've seen, here's a Manix 2 in crew wear, 61.4. I like the fact this guy's doing a bunch of tests. And we need to have a big archive where one guy with the same machine tested a ton of knives so we can get a good feel for it. He seems to know what he's doing. He's putting very good dots in them. And he shows all the dots. All the test points. All right. Enough of that. Next, I had a question. Do any of you use your pocket knife while you're eating a steak dinner, like this guy using his Anthem? And that's a real Anthem because it's in the Knives subreddit. But do any of y'all use... Good morning, Sever. Do any of you use your folding knives to cut up your steak? Here's a link Drummer posted that I didn't see. Yep, that looks very clean too. Remet's doing their job. I don't mind the 5 ounces. I'm good all the way up to 6 ounces. 4.48 ounces, that's not too bad. Do they make a full tie version? Nope. I can only dream though, huh? I would have to get, let's see. Man, I don't like the pattern. I don't like the colors on any of them. I don't like that pink, purple looking color. I like the knife though. I don't like that blue and black color either. I bet it's a comfortable knife. Love that forward choil. And the way it curves into the frame perfectly. Yeah, they did good right there. Should have been a front flipper. I love that blade shape. That's my go-to blade shape. Yeah, good call. But do any of y'all eat with your folding knives? I guess that's a no since nobody answered. Here was another cool Damascus pattern on a chef's knife. And this was an integral fixed blade with the bolster integral. So it was the first one he had tried making the bolster and everything out of the same pattern. So that's when they call them integral fixed blades. It's when the other hardware is all one piece too. So that was pretty clean chef's knife. All right, then next I had What is this? Sharpening video. Oh yeah. Getting the grind even on knives is an art form too. And I love these shots that let you see the grind perfectly on both sides. So that was a super cool GIF I wanted to look at. And then this guy posted how to do a belt satin finish for yourself if you want to try. And basically what he does is he tapes it off and he puts it down on his mat and he uses a board, and you could use a clamp to keep it perfectly lined up. And then he takes the little sanding blocks that you can buy, that I've got one of somewhere on the table here. And he's using like I think 300 grit is what that pad works out to be. And he does a few lines with the block against the wood to keep it straight. And then he moves the block over and he does some more lines, and then he moves it over and does some more lines. And it turned out great. So if y'all want to try that, go for it. I believe in y'all. Y'all can do it. Yeah, those mini sanding blocks are pretty cool. I got one. And then I had a feel-good story this morning. Oh, wait, one more knife before we do the feel-good. I thought this was super cool. Fixed blade this guy finished up in Venatus 4E. Gorgeous knife. I don't even mind the keyhole bolster pattern. At least that's a little unique and not, you know. Beautiful work, though. That's a big boy. So there's a lot of great guys in the knife making subreddit. And he makes some nice knives. And these guys will make knives custom for you. Just hit them up. But knife making is a real good place to go get you a custom knife made from one of these guys that's just starting out and getting this stuff together. As well as ones that are established and, you know, might fit you in. But you're a lot more likely to find one of these guys on knife making to make you one than you are somebody that's real busy. But they post every day on here, these guys making awesome knives. So if you've thought about getting yourself a custom made, go to the knife making subreddit and start hitting some of these guys up. Lots of guys on there showing awesome knives every day. And then last but not least, I had a feel-good story. No one ever walked downstairs as cool as James Cagney. And that's kind of how I feel this morning. Kind of how I feel every morning. If you talk about PIMP, you start hopping down the stairs like that, and all the girls will swoo to you. It just made me smile, so I thought I'd pass it along. There's a subreddit called Awesome, and it's just good stuff. Good, clean, wholesome fun. Like this guy who knows how to roll the barrels. right into place. Pretty cool videos sometimes. Could you imagine getting so good at something that you just... Pretty good, pretty good. I like watching. All right, so those mini sanding blocks, you can get them. You need to take something like a sheet of glass and flatten them out because they don't come perfectly flat. Aluminum sanding block. So when you buy these little things on Amazon, the bottom of them, they're made for like leather. So the bottoms of them aren't completely flat. So you need to make sure to find a flat surface like a pane of glass and lay a piece of high grit sandpaper on there and level out the bottom of them good and flat when you first get one. And they make them in 2 different shapes. So, and they're both super cool. But you just type in aluminum. Y'all saw what I typed in, aluminum sanding block. And they came right up. And they actually, looks like they have some different, a little bit wider model or different shape model. Yeah, so those little things are cool. You can get a set of all 3 for $24. All right, so I think that's about the only links I had to show. I am going to go back and probably, I think I'm going to order one of these today. I've got to. I got to see how nice it is. What's the total length? 7.87. That's a good size. It's 4 ounces. Y'all don't mind smashing that like button and help out my algorithm, that would be awesome. I would totally appreciate it. Let's see here. Let me put some of these up. Put all these up. Hold on. Y'all give me something else to talk about. Here's a few more of my watches. I've got a bunch of Omegas. Here's an Omega. Here's a a Hublot. Sorry, Skelly. I like this one. Okay. I've got the Mission to Mercury swatch and the Mission to the Moon swatch, which are pretty cool. I've got the 75th anniversary Omega. Yes, Ever 7. We've been talking about that the last few days when you were gone. Then I got this other Omega. Yeah, we've been talking about that Draco. We've looked at the Instagram a few times. I was one of the first. As soon as he posted it, I was one of the first to comment on it. You can see right here, we went to NC Blade, and NC Blade had the video. Yeah, we looked at it, Sever. I commented on his post, and we looked at his watch too. I don't know how long ago I commented on it. But this watch is gorgeous too. That watch is awesome. Talk about being good with machinery. Be a watchmaker, you have to get your tolerances down super good. Yeah, meteorite and daltanium and zirconium second hands. Daltanium, that's awesome stuff. I wish we knew what day they're going to actually come out, but it'll be so hard to get one of those. I think they're going to be around, I think Nick said around $600 maybe, is what he said. I thought they would be closer to 400, but I could see 600. I don't like how the choil goes into the blade, but it doesn't look sharp in this video right there where that point is. But it going into the blade grind there at the end might get pretty sharp on that choil. But he turns it right there, and you can kind of see it's still pretty thick. Right up there. So you could use most of that without getting worried, but out there towards the end. Cool looking knife though. Beefy, integral. You know I like it. Well, alrighty guys. Y'all haven't been very talkative this morning. I understand it's Monday and we're all just kind of getting our week started. But I hope that y'all get yours started off to a great start. That didn't sound very good. Put the rest of my watches back up. I think I dropped one. Whoops. Don't know where that went. I'll find it later. All right. Well, first 2 days of my second year, I got all my knives shown in catalog so we can see how much that changes over this next year. Appreciate y'all being here today. I think I might carry my Asgard today since it's laying out and it was in the wrong case. And we were talking about Dalibor at the end here. This thing is so nice. Great sound on it too. I'll probably throw these three in my pocket again today. I'm stuck on that. I'm stuck on this one and this one. This one's made it quite a few days. Anyway, guys, appreciate y'all. Hope y'all have a great holiday. Enjoy some time with the family if that's what you're doing. If not, enjoy some time for yourself. Hope y'all have a good one.